And please welcome to the show, Cortland Cloos, everybody. Cortland's got my button tied here. How you doing, sir? How you doing?
All right.
Look at this.
Good.
Yeah.
Let me get a new guest mode. All right, here we go.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Real good.
You look great.
Thank you. Well, I don't know.
I like it. The whole plaid, the jeans. You don't have the rip, though.
So, got a pair of scissors. No, I like these jeans. We don't rip them.
Those are good jeans.
Yeah.
I like
Are
that.
these shoes made out of hemp or something?
They are.
I did not expect to be right.
Let's get political. Jack knows his hemp, I see.
We don't need to. Come on.
Cortland, so tell us, Cortland, when did you start comedy?
Let's see. I started. I think we've all been through this, right? We've all been birthed, right?
Somewhat.
So for like right from that moment,
Yeah.
right?
That's when you started.
Yeah, I told a one-liner to the doctor, and that was it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, this is not true.
No.
Okay,
No.
sorry. I was with you.
It was 4 years ago, in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
All right. Why were you there?
I was in the Army.
You're in the Army.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I joined an improv group down there, and started doing improv, and then
An Army
Nope.
improv group?
No, they were just regular.
Do some like funny PT?
Just regular.
It's regular Joes.
It's regular joke.
PT's not funny. That's.
PT's hilarious.
Do we know? Does everyone know
That's
what PT
Pirate
is?
Pete.
Do you know?
PT Scarborough?
Yeah, that's
It's,
what I thought it was. He's
Physical therapy?
No.
Physical training.
Physical training.
Ah.
And it always starts at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's not funny.
That's not funny
That
at
is not
all.
fu- nope.
Nothing's funny at 6 a.m.
No.
No, I've tried.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I've never been awake at 6 a.m.
You stayed up at 6 a.m.
I mean, I've stayed up until 6 a.m., but waking up at 6 a.m. is just scary.
Well, you actually have to wake up at like 4:30.
Oh, don't tell me that.
So this isn't the first thing you do is PT.
No. Other things.
You've already been awake.
You've already been awake.
I'm not joining the Army. Sorry, guys. Army, not a sponsor.
Not happening.
There's a lot of people that are probably watching this right now and being like, he was never in the Army.
Well, I was thinking the short hair. I figured Army.
Yeah, with the beard and this. Yeah.
Well, you probably worked in a little office.
It was a little office, yeah.
What did you do?
I was a multimedia illustrator, graphic design.
Graphic design for the Army.
Yeah.
So you like Pixar for the Army? The cartoon soldier doing a dance.
Yeah, it was pretty.
What did you actually do? Or was it top secret?
No,
Say
that's
top secret.
exactly what I did.
Say top secret.
Top secret.
I like it.
It's top secret.
That's what my dad does. He was in the Air Force. Everything's like, I cannot disclose that information. Like, Dad, I know what you did. Nothing. Like, you were in the Air Force. Stop pretending, Dad. You're watching this. Stop pretending like you did cool stuff.
I should do that. I should oh, you were in the Army. What did you? It's top secret.
Yeah, I
Every
cannot
time
disclose
when
that
you say
can't.
that, my hair stands up. That's really on the back of my neck. Top
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
I get like a stare, like top secret.
Yeah.
That's,
Anyway,
Here, let me talk about that. Go to like a weird voice. Like, what was that voice? That's not Cortland. That was Cortland.
my real name is
Court.
Sergeant Rollins.
Ooh, Henry Rollins.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
like
okay.
So.
So what happened with the Army?
I got a blood clot when I was in Iraq. Really, there's a lot of people have, they're heroes. They deserve that. Not me. I got a blood clot because I sat too long. That's.
So everyone hated you because it was like they're out running around and you're just sitting down, playing good, like really good at solitaire.
Yeah, we were making a deployment movie. It was like, that was it. And so
AC/DC?
No.
You didn't have AC/DC in the background? I feel like every single video has a helicopter and AC/DC or
that's true.
Metallica.
Yeah. Metallica?
Probably.
Metallica.
Yeah, I think it was Metallica.
For whom the bell tells.
Something like that. Yeah.
Not a sponsor. Could be.
So you get a blood clot during filming of a.
Or just
It-
editing.
Just editing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Ow!
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, I gotta go home.
Oh!
Yeah, we were in trailers, and I couldn't walk. And our bathrooms were outside of the trailer, and I couldn't walk more than 50 feet without being in pain. And this was a time when they were mortaring like the base. So they would like be outside the wall and they would find out where we were and they would mortar into us. And I couldn't run. We had bunkers all over the place. You know, like if there's a mortar attack, run to the bunkers. And I'm like, I can't.
I don't want to be a jerk. I don't want to be a jerk, but I just had this image of like these bombs going off, everyone's running, and then it's you just in a chair, scooting across a desert, trying to get away from the bombs. It's like, no! Boom!
Horrified look. Oh my God!
These the papers are flying out of his hands. No! No! I'm sorry. Thank you for your service, Cortland.
Don't, you know, no,
it's
I
too
don't.
late for that.
People have done that. I'm like, no, you don't, no. It was funny because on the base we only had one. Everyone, because they were soldiers and we're in the middle of a war. We walk, we march, right?
Yeah, you march. Yeah.
But they did provide like one shuttle bus, and I was the only person that would ride. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't. I'm the only. It was me in a the only guy in the shuttle bus. There's like an Iraqi driver. There's some like Middle Eastern music playing, and it's just me like staring out the window, just like sad.
With like a Game Boy in the window, playing Game Boy. Hey guys, right, left, right.
Did you sit all the way in the back of the bus and look out that back window at the people behind you?
He's like, hi, like running like, like blowing in the window. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a war story. That's my war story. That's what I'm gonna tell my grandchildren. I
got a blood clot sitting down.
You're also gonna tell them it was top secret and not go into it at all. Imagine.
Yeah. So hold on, but you have a whole story though when you got sick and how they took care of you. Please tell us about this.
Oh God. So yeah, it happened on Christmas. I finally decided to go to the medic, and they discovered that I had the blood clot, and they were like, "We have to get you out of here right away. It's we got to put you on blood thinners. You can't be here." Yeah. So they basically they said we have to send you to Germany, and as I was waiting, we had to wait for our flights out, right? So it was like a process, and while I was waiting, they said I couldn't walk. I couldn't get up and walk around because they were afraid that the blood clot was going to be moving. So it's Christmas time, and we're in like this like tent, right? And they tried to decorate it with lights, and everyone was wearing Santa hats and all that kind of stuff. And as a consolation, they were handing out like boxes of apple juice,
Christmas apple juice.
Yeah, it was like Christmas apple juice, like. Sorry, whatever happened to you. Here's some apple juice. And I was like I was okay. Like there was people there that were a lot worse, and they couldn't have. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they couldn't have apple juice. They didn't want it. They didn't. Whatever. It was and I was like, give me the apple juice. So I drank a lot of apple juice, a lot of apple juice. And then we got onto the flight.
So all these people are injured, and you're in the plane just with the thing, just drinking it. Are you gonna finish that?
Pretty much.
Your apple juice?
Yeah.
Like they're missing limbs and stuff. One of them's still bleeding somehow, and you're like, I'll take your apple juice.
I had like a box of apple juice under my arm.
Sounds like Cortland in a bad game of dodgeball in high school. Just getting picked on.
And so we had like a 5-hour flight to Germany, and we couldn't. They wouldn't let me get up. They wouldn't let me go to the bathroom.
Why?
Because I wasn't allowed to stand up.
Because you can't move.
I can't move because of blood clot. So I go to the flight nurse. I'm like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, and then so she gave me one of those jugs.
One of those jugs. As if I know, like one of those jugs.
The things they give you in the hospital. Those they're like little. They look like pitchers.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like that, but like she wanted me to do it laying down.
Lying down?
Yeah, lying.
But you're on the floor. How do you?
I don't know. So I was like, obviously this isn't gonna work. Could you see what else? She's like, oh, you could stand up. We'll let you stand up. But now I'm like, there's people all around. you know,
everywhere. And the guy next to you's thinking, please don't pee right now.
Yeah.
Because the minute they get some turbulence, that stream's going. Like on someone else. Sorry about that.
Well, that's why. That's why they like we're gonna hold blankets around you, and I was like, but they're all female nurses, and I was like very self-conscious. So they called over one of the male flight nurses to like
flight nurse.
A male flight nurse.
Okay.
It's
a big plane.
Yeah, it was a big plane, and but he basically like had to put his arm around me.
Yeah, the guy touching you,
bear hugging you.
He's like, you know, and then he thought it would be fitting to whisper words of encouragement into my ear while I'm trying to,
words of encouragement.
Like,
hey, you're doing a great job.
Hey, man, you know.
You make this look good.
Yeah, you could do this. You're a champion. You know, you got the eye of the tiger. You can let
you really fought out there.
Yeah. And that didn't work, so I had to hold it for like 5 hours until I got to Germany.
Wait, so okay.
Yeah.
And you got to Germany.
Yep.
Did you get to pee?
Eventually, but it was like then the process just dragged itself out because it was Christmas. Some family members had come over to visit some of the other sick soldiers, and so I had a roommate, but he was out, and I don't know where he was. And they came in and they wanted to wish him a Christmas. You know, it's one of those weird things. Like, you ever like you meet someone but you don't know them, but they still want to carry on a conversation. Like we're obviously it's like I don't really know. I can. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. I'm obviously in the hospital. I need to, you know.
Yeah.
And so they just dragged it out a little bit longer. I'm still holding a jug in my hand, you know, like with this look, tears sweating, you know, just everything. And they finally left. And then.
It sounds like you looked like you wanted to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you want some apple juice? Well, yeah, actually, I don't know. We do have some. So, Cortland, listen, you've been a champ, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you for
tell us
having me.
about the show you have coming up at DSI.
All right, so it's July 21st. It's a Tuesday, 8 p.m. It's midweek. It's a new monthly talk show. And
Talk shows are cool.
Yeah, they rotate hosts. So I'll be hosting July 21st, 8 p.m. at DSI. And if it all goes well, maybe they'll ask me to come back and do it again. And you're going to be there. You're going to be my guest. You're going to be my guest.
You're going to be there, and you're going to be there.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm sure that there's everyone that's watching definitely come out.
And then when I come on, you can just rip me apart from my previous experiences.
Funny thing. By the way, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you, sir.
I'm engaged, and I'm getting married in October.
That's awesome.
So
That's
I'm gonna throw you some cautionary advice. You know, she's here, isn't she?
She's right there. Yeah.
Everything's gonna go just fine.
Guys, Cortland Cloos, everybody. Cortland Cloos. Thank you so much.